Okay, we're going to get back for more college football scoreboard leading up to college football coverage coming up just after the top of the hour. Right now, I want to take you out to Santa Anita. Just a couple of weeks away from the Breeders' Cup, one of the horses that will be involved there, Mind That Bird, the Kentucky Derby winner. You'll be able to see Mind That Bird coming up in a matter of moments.
Horsepower, strength, speed, agility, the will to win, tradition. Everything you love about college football condensed into 2 riveting minutes of horse racing. It's already been a full day of football, but now enjoy a short burst of unbridled action. These primetime players were born to run. The legend of Seabiscuit still stands strong here at Santa Anita in a sport that is more tradition-rich than any. Now a new concept that has pumped life into the fall season, a Breeders' Cup Challenge presented by Emirates Airline, a chance to simply win and you're in to the Breeders' Cup. 4 weeks from today, the Breeders' Cup World Championships held here in Santa Anita, broadcast over 2 days on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. Joe Tessitore, Randy Moss, Jerry Bailey with you trackside for the Goodwood Stakes, a loaded field. Look at this. It includes the Kentucky Derby winner, Mind That Bird. They're all seeking a spot in the richest race in North America, the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Let's go to Calvin Burrell on number 10, Mind That Bird. Calvin, Mind That Bird ran here last year and ran very poorly in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile on this track. How's he handling the surface during the warm-up?
He's doing pretty good, Jerry. He's a little antsy, you know, but he's handling the track real good, you know. But I think he's starting to settle down now, so might get lucky, Jerry. He got a pretty color, and he's looking a lot better.
All right, we mentioned before that he's most effective when you're last early, and he comes with this big last 660-yard burst from the 3/8 pole.
Right.
Knowing that all the riders are aware of that, right, how difficult of a job is that for you?
Well, you know, it's kind of a luck game, you know, Jerry. Maybe you know, they'll go and you know, they might spread out a little bit, and I'll get lucky, and if it doesn't happen, you know, might have to go around a couple, you know.
At what point do you decide, hey, there's not a hole, I got to go around?
Well, you know, I might have to start getting in the game about the, you know, I might have to start picking my spot about the 3/8 pole, and when I get to the quarter pole, and then, you know where I want to be there, you know, at least.
All right, buddy, good luck.
Thank you.
Calvin reunited with the Bird for the first time since the Belmont, and remember how America fell in love with Calvin Burrell and Mind That Bird this spring.
Joe, with all these other riders knowing what Calvin's going to do, this is like from the 30-yard line, a running back trying to make a touchdown with 7 guys in the box, and they know who's getting the ball.
That's exactly correct. They know what Mind That Bird tries to do. Randy, your thoughts?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Colonel John runs, for example. This is a horse that had a lot of trouble in his last start. The horses we're talking about trying to beat Mind That Bird. And then there's Tiago, the number 2, as you see going in the gate there, who was 3rd in last year's Breeders' Cup Classic and who won this very race 2 years ago, was 2nd in it last year. So this is not a slam dunk for Mind That Bird by any stretch of the imagination. No, there's sophisticated analysis, and then there's what Calvin Burrell gave us. He's got a pretty color.
There's Colonel John going into the gate here. He is your favorite at 5-2. Mind That Bird 3-1. The Goodwood Stakes, a win and you're in for the richest of them all, the Breeders' Cup Classic. A loaded field. Many say this is the best field of the year, leading to the big one, the Breeders' Cup World Championships. And the last to load, Mind That Bird and Calvin Burrell. For the call, here's Trevor Denman.
They're all set. And away they go in the Goodwood. Chocolate Candy broke smoothly. Tres Barachos on a loose rein, though he wants that lead, and he's sprinting along to take over. Parading's going to get up a joint second. Gitano Hernando dropping in right behind the leaders on the outside in form. Here's Colonel John in the white colors, back 6, 5 lengths off the leaders. Then it's Monzante. Richards Kid taken back 3rd last. Tiago is 2nd last. And as expected, Mind That Bird, no early speed. Mind That Bird and Calvin Burrell a good 13 lengths off the leader. They go past the three-quarter pole. The long shot, Trey Baracho's got an easy lead out here. He's just loping along, not in any hurry. Parading is second. Chocolate Candy scrapes the paint in third on the far side, informed in the red colours. Just behind that, Gitano Hernando in the pink. Now here's Colonel John with a white cap, just 3 lengths off these leaders. Then it's Monzante. Richard's Kid at the back of the leading group is now giving them 6 length start. 2 more to Tiago. And Mind That Bird, again, just being patiently ridden at the back with a half mile to go. Mind That Bird's a good 11 off the leader. Into the turn they go now in the Goodwood. Still Trey Baracho's the leader. Parading is now breathing down his neck in second. Informed is on the far side. Chocolate Candy needs somewhere to run down at the rail. Gitano Hernando only 3 lengths off them. Colonel John in the white has to go wide, but he's right there. Then it's Richard's Kid, Monzante, Tiago. And let's see, Mind That Bird is starting to roll now. Mind That Bird, though, is still a good 8-9 lengths off the leader. Heads a turn for home in the Goodwood. Parading strikes the front down the center. Colonel John in the white cap coming home gamely. Gitano Hernando is next. Mind That Bird is running on, but not today. They come for home. Gitano Hernando. Gitano Hernando. Colonel John on the outside. It's going to be Gitano Hernando and Kieran Fallon to win the Goodwood. Colonel John again second. Richard's Kid flew late to be in a photo with Parading for third.
Gitano Hernando from England to California, and now he will stay here for the Breeders' Cup Classic. The Bird wasn't flying today, Jerry.
No, Mind That Bird actually made a decent run, but halfway through the stretch, he pretty much flattened out. Colonel John made a good run, but Gitano Hernando, off the plane from Great Britain, first time in the U.S. He's never won a Greatest Stakes, but he's 2 for 2 over there on Polytrack.
Last year in the Breeders' Cup Classic, it was dominated by Europeans. Ravens Pass and Henry the Navigator ran first and second. This win by Gitano Hernando is terrible news for the Americans because this is a B-lister, a distinct B-lister in Europe, and they're going to bring horses over here that are a whole heck of a lot better than this.
You're going to stir up the jingoistic pot of the local racing fans here, but the Triple Crown hero unable to accomplish the task today. Gitano Hernando with Kieran Fallon up and owned by Team Valor, the 3-year-old colt. He arrived here at Santa Anita earlier this week from England, and he scores big in the Goodwood. What does this mean for the future of Mind That Bird? 4 weeks from today is the biggest of them all. What's it mean for his immediate future?
Well, the pace didn't help him, and Calvin rode in exactly like he had to. He waited, and he made a pretty good run. But if he can't get any closer today, then he's going to have to step it up.
There are your unofficial results. Our racing coverage will continue live on ESPN Classic. For now, back to Reese.
All right, Joe, thanks a lot. Mark, you had the 1-4-2. Were you playing the try box or just the exacta box?
Just the exacta box. But I had one there. My 4-horse finished second. But the bottom line is, for Mind That Bird, wasn't enough speed to run it at the half, only 48-5, and he couldn't come up the rail as he did in the Derby.
See, you think he just knows football, but I worked the Triple Crown races with Joe and Randy and Jerry and those guys, and I constantly am hearing from Mark with a text, you know, bet this, bet that. Of course, I would never gamble, so I don't do anything.
I could never figure out why they ran a half hour between races till I went to the Derby and found out that's so my horse could finish.
It also gives people time to make their way to the windows and peruse the form. Don't forget, Breeders' Cup Classic coming up in just a couple of weeks, as you saw Mind That Bird running in Santa Anita. All right, we've got plenty of college football coming up, a great showdown between Colorado and Texas. That's our nightcap game on ESPN. And, of course, Michigan and Iowa also playing on ABC as well as we continue on College Football Scoreboard.